All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. As usual, it is Wednesday. You all know what that means. It is Wanderlust Wednesday, where we present either a band you've never heard of, or we dig deep into a band that you've most likely heard of. We're doing the latter today. Sometimes I never know what I'm doing on Wednesday. I do have my lists, and then I've got, I check it and see, and I try to be organized, and then I get to the time and I'm thinking, am I feeling that song? And then I say, no, I'm not feeling that right now. We're going to go ahead and do this one. Or I'll just hear something on satellite radio and be like, oh no, we're totally covering this. So that's what's fun for me as far as that's concerned, because it's just, we're on the fly here sometimes, and we're just figuring it out as we go along. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the band Wang Chung. Yes, that's right. You guys know Wang Chung. I know you do. Chances are the majority of you can name two Wang Chung songs, right? And then the next level of music fans, you can probably name three, maybe four. Four would be impressive. But we're going even deeper than that, because I've been a fan of theirs for a very long time, even before they hit it as huge as they did. So this is a London band formed in 1980. Actually, the guys met, as typical fashion, the story goes, in London and in England, is that in 77, Jack Hughes answered Nick Feldman's ad in Melody Maker. That's how so many of the bands were formed back in the day, just by answering an ad in the paper or posted to a wall. They formed a band, and that one didn't last very long. They split up in less than a year. And then those two guys joined a band called 57 Men. That band was together for 18 months, and then they split up, with the bass player going to Adam and the Ants, the vocalist going to Heaven 17, and later one of the other guys going to Bow Wow Wow. And then basically three of the guys stayed together and formed a band called Huang Chung, Huang, Huang Chung. Huang Chung stands for, or is actually the Chinese word for yellow bell, which in Chinese is the first note in the musical scale. So they were Wang Chung for a bit. You can actually see a video of them on the old Gray Whistle Test with that name, which I'll try to post below if I remember. And they put out an album and in 82, and it didn't go anywhere. Their debut didn't go anywhere, and they put out a single called Dance Hall Days, and that did not go anywhere. It did not chart, nothing. They had some label issues. They moved to Geffen. They changed their name to Wang Chung, W-A-N-G, and then they spent the better part of a year recording their second album. That's where I come in, January 84, Points on a Curve. That's when I got a hold of it. I don't remember how I got a hold of it, but I'm pretty sure it might have been even from my mother. It's possible. She was a huge music fan, and she loved the Talking Heads, and she loved David Bowie, all these bands, and so I don't know if she was the first one to purchase it, but in my mind that's quite possible. And so this album released was where I listened to this whole album. I love this whole record, Points on a Curve, and this had a decent hit in it called Don't Let Go, which went to number 38. I don't know if any of you remember that one. Maybe if you hear it, you will remember it. And they re-recorded Dance Hall Days, and that one started to pick up traction for them. Also on this record, on later releases, is the song Wait, which we'll talk about. Other songs you need to check out on this record: True Love and Look at Me Now. Those are some of the deep cuts we're going to talk to you about. Then, by the way, that Dance Hall Days went to number 16. They toured with the Romantics, with Berlin. They opened up for the Cars in 84 on that Heartbeat City tour. So they got a lot of exposure. In 85, they did some soundtrack work. They basically were approached by the producer to do the whole soundtrack to the movie To Live and Die in L.A. Who remembers this movie? This is one of my favorite movies. I even forgot that we have it over here, but we do have it here sitting in the cave. to Live and Die in LA. I love this movie. Love this movie poster. I had this poster on my wall in college. This has William Peterson in it and Willem Dafoe. So Willem Peterson, remember William Peterson goes on to CSI, right? And this movie, if you haven't seen this movie, you got to watch it because it's awesome. Anyway, the music is awesome. The whole soundtrack is Wang Chung. So it's a Wang Chung album. And on this record is the soundtrack theme to Live and Die in LA. And I love this song. I heard it on First Wave earlier this week. And I was like, yeah, we're doing that. Because it's been one of my favorite songs ever since I heard it. And if you don't know it, you got to listen to it or revisit it. But this is an awesome song. Also on this soundtrack, Lullaby, Wake Up, and Stop Dreaming. They also have Wait on here. So the later productions of Points on a Curve had Wait on it. They put it on there and it says from the soundtrack of To Live and Die in LA. Obviously it was not on the original pressing because they hadn't done it yet. Makes sense, right? Then their other soundtrack work was, some of you got this. I know who you are who got this. They did one song for Breakfast Club, Fire in the Twilight, that awesome scene where they're running through the halls and they slide across trying to get by and run over that awesome song. You say, oh yeah, that's where that song's from. But if you don't know Fire in the Twilight, if you didn't know that's Wang Chung, and you're listening to that. Then 86 comes along and they put out their next album, Mosaic, and that's where they just went through the stratosphere with Everyone Have Fun Tonight, not Everyone Wang Chung Tonight. That's not the name of the song, but obviously the line. That went to number 2. Music video directed by Godley and Cream. There they are again, Godley and Cream. They keep showing up. They've directed all these awesome videos. And then Let's Go was also went to number 9 off that record. And Hypnotize Me, another one, a little bit deeper track on that one, went to number 36. And then that was the culmination of their career. So we're talking Wang Chung, and we're at 7 minutes. Sorry guys, I try to keep it under 5, but this is a long story. Those are all your songs I'm going to post below. Deep cuts from Wang Chung. Tell me which ones you know, which ones you remember. Tell me your Wang Chung stories. Everybody, Wang Chung today and tonight. Enjoy it. Love to hear your comments. Have a good one. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.